What's up? What's up? Big Herc Prison Talk Live in the house. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope you guys did something positive with your life. Made some great moves and set out the way. We got a lot happening this week with Fresh Out. If you guys haven't subscribed, I don't know what the fuck you've been doing, but you're missing out on all the alerts on the new videos. We got the Rampart edition dropping Friday, June 22nd. We just dropped the first trailer. The second trailer is going to drop tomorrow. Make sure you guys check out our Instagram, FreshOutSeries, our Twitter, FreshOutSeries, so you don't miss out on this trailer. It's riveting, captivating, and this is some cinematic shit going down. So tune in, check out the trailer, Rampart Edition, Road Cop. It's going to air Friday, but check out the trailer tomorrow on Instagram and Twitter, FreshOutSeries. Also going down, this Thursday, June 21st, we will be at the Spoken Tent at the Vans Warped Tour in Pomona. So if you guys want to holler at us, you want to do a meet and greet, get your tickets, go to the Vans Warped Tour in Pomona. We'll be there, you know what I mean, doing our thing, and you might even be able to get on camera. So holler at us. We'll be filming, doing a lot of cool shit, and we look forward to seeing you there if you guys show up. If you haven't subscribed to our website, go to FreshOutSeries.com. We got a lot of cool shit on there. You know, we do private consulting for those who would like to do a one-on-one session. You know, a lot of people email and they have these long-ass questions, man. I don't have time to sit and answer all that shit. I'm not trying to be a dick, but just keeping it real. I can't sit down and answer a 10-minute question one-on-one. You know what I mean? If you want to do some consulting, holler at me. Otherwise, I try to address a lot of the general questions in the prison talks. But, you know, when you guys got all this personal shit, man, I got a life too, and I got a lot of shit happening. So my time is very valuable, and I don't have time to, you know, just sit down and answer those long-ass emails. If it's a quick email, I'll respond real quick, but otherwise, I just kind of read it and keep it pushing, just keeping it 100. A lot of shit happening in the news. XXXTentacion got murdered the other day. Youngster, 20 years old. You know, he had just been, you know, he was just out on bail fighting domestic violence. You know, kind of sad, man. He had beat his girlfriend up and, you know, was out, you know, allowed to tour, and apparently got caught slipping. They made it, I guess, look like a robbery, and he's no longer with us, man. You know, you got to watch the life you live, man. You got to live every day, you know what I mean, like it's your day. And you just got to, you know, put positive energy out there. You know, you got to wake up, be grateful, be thankful, and just try to connect on a positive level with the people around you. You know, shit's, you never know what's going to happen out there, man. 20 years old, man, is young, you know. Condolences to the family. You know, I know he was going through issues. Everybody has rough times, but, you know, he don't have no get back from that, man. So, sad situation, man. Yeah, he said he was going to get knocked. He actually was, he had posted some stuff about if he dies young, he hopes people get his message, and, you know, he was trying to change and stuff like that. But, you know, it's pretty crazy shit, man. You know, sad situation. Somebody said they're saying it might be some local rappers from the hood. I'm quite sure we're going to find out within the next week or so, because, you know, there's so much surveillance shit out there. They're going to have some type of footage, whether it be traffic cam, surveillance from a store, and they're going to see who ran up on them. So stay tuned for that. What you guys think about the shit going on at the borders with the kids being separated from the parents? pretty serious shit. You know, they got these kids and the families coming out here, and they stopping them at the border, man. You know, they're not playing. They're not letting these people come in over here like that, man. And the border's become a big refugee camp. I've been in some of those holding facilities before they open up, and it's some shit. So, you know, all I can say is, man, you know, there's I know people are trying to leave their countries, but there's a way to do shit, and I guess, you know, trying to come over the way they're coming over, and you know, it ain't happening, man. And I can only imagine. I know I've been there and I was hungry, and I know it's fucked up. So I know for them kids, it's fucked up. You know what I mean? It's a fucked up situation. So I don't really know how to address that. I'm not a politician. Don't want to be, but I know it's in the news and I know it's a serious issue. John Schofield, thanks for the donation. Somebody said, "Do you think 6ix9ine is gonna get killed for selling those wolf tickets?" I'm not gonna say 6ix9ine is gonna get killed, but this is the thing, man. When you play with negative energy, and you talk about death, you talk about violence, it's gonna find you. I mean, look at Tupac. You know, he used to talk about, will I be free or see the penitentiary? He talked about he sees death around the corner. Biggie talked about Ready to Die. You know, all these people created such an energetic attraction that death found them. So you got to be careful with the words you play with, man. You know, you speak the word and the universe answers. So watch how you speak and watch what you send out to the world. You know, 6ix9ine, man, it might be a couple of years from now, or it might not be, man, but somehow that energy he keeps sending out there is building up. And it's landing on somebody, some conscious, and, you know, you never know where it's coming from, man. You know what I mean? You don't want to have to live life looking over your shoulder all the time. So it's a fucked up, man. It's you know, people think it's a joke, but I've seen it in the penitentiary. Motherfuckers come in there with that super gangbanger shit, and another motherfucker in there basically tunes into this individual, and motherfucker gets his wig split. So, you know, it's some shit, man. Greg, thanks for the donation. Do inmates have access to steroids, and how often do they use them, if ever? Respect from Australia. You know, if they did, it would be at a camp. At the penitentiaries, man, motherfuckers are more concerned with the harder drugs. It's about making money up in there. The guys at the camp, because they have the freedom to, you know, run around and pick up shit and do their thing, and it's more open. I would say that would be the more of a likeliness if it was to happen. But in the penitentiary, if somebody's bringing in drugs, it's going to be heroin, methamphetamine, or coke, or something like that. It's going to be a hard drug, weed. It's going to be something that makes a lot of money that a lot of people use, because you have a lot of dope fiends in the pen. So, yeah, man, you know, I have, you know, I'm not going to speak. I haven't seen it, but I would say that in the pen, you know, people are using harder drugs and, you know, enhancements like that. Motherfuckers in there are swole just off of working out, top ramen and motherfucking tuna fish. You know, somebody was asking me about in YA and juvenile facilities, do the guards have interaction with the inmates? There's an interview we did a while back. I forgot the name, but he talks about doing time in YA, and they were fucking. You know, it goes down. There's a lot of fucking going down. So, you know, they closed most of the youth authority facilities in California now, so you don't have as many, you know, and now a lot of these juveniles are going to basically prison yards that are separate from the main prison, but you don't have that interaction like you used to at the youth authority camps. They used to be crack, and you can get your fuck on. Yo, Big Herc, homeless or prison time? Which would you choose? I wouldn't choose either one. Why do you have to choose to be homeless? Why do you have to choose prison? Don't commit a crime so you don't go to prison. And as far as being homeless, make it happen. You know, be a hustler, man. A lot of people, you know, and I'm not saying that you don't fall in hard times, but when you're doing, you know, a lot of people get caught up doing drugs and then they can't rebound. I got a relative right now, little piece of shit, 28 years old, never had a driver's license, never had a motherfucking job, never paid a bill, and he's living off a relative right now and has no motivation. If this relative wasn't alive or wasn't there for him, they'd be homeless because they're lazy and they don't have any motivation to do something. I can't speak for everybody, but some people have a burning desire to succeed, and other people have basically a born to lose mentality. They don't want shit in life. They're content and they live off of people, live off the system. I can't relate to those people, so I'm not gonna do drugs and fuck off my mind so I can't function. And the penitentiary, man, fuck the penitentiary. You know? Somebody said, did I meet any Australians in jail? I didn't meet any Australians in jail. You know, it's just like, I guess, going to Australia from America or Japan. You don't want to go to another country and do dumb shit and go to jail. There's nothing to see in prison but, you know, a bunch of motherfucking men. And, you know, if you travel, you know, you want to travel and do something positive in that country. You don't want to go to that country, be committing crimes and fucking risk getting locked up, man. So, you know. Somebody said, why there's no blueberry lemonade pre-workout on the site? We don't have that flavor right now. You know, eventually we're going to expand our flavors, but we don't have a blueberry lemonade right now. We just have the 3 flavors we have right now. Herc, was a porn game that low paying that you robbed the bank? You know, my bills were paid. I wasn't broke. I wasn't homeless. I just entertained a bank robbery at the time because of the mindset I was in. I was doing so much other dumb shit that naturally I didn't have the foresight to say, you know what, I'm cool on robbing a bank. So it had nothing to do with my finances. It had to do with my mindset. When your mind's not right, you entertain a lot of bullshit. So get your mind right so you don't entertain bullshit. Somebody said, or only people that donate. I answered some question on Instagram, but if you want your question immediately answered, if you donate, of course I'm going to address it, but I can't answer every question. Texas deputy got arrested for sexually assaulting an immigrant child. It was only a matter of time. A lot of sick shit, man. A lot of sick shit going on. I'm telling you, man, it's abuse of power, and you know, it's just a lot of it's a lot of shit. It's a lot of, I know it's gonna be a lot of bullshit going on in those fucking those refugee camps. Somebody said, what kind of dude spend 2 hours in the shower? Is he on drugs like meth or what? I don't know. I don't know about spending 2 hours in the shower. He in there beating his meat. Jocelyn Jesus, thanks for the donation. Herc, how has your life changed now that you're a bit of a celebrity? Do you surround yourself? Do you get surrounded by people at Walmart wanting autographs? Haha. Nah, I'm not a celebrity, man. I'm still just a, you know, regular dude trying to spread the word, trying to be positive, trying to share the message. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no Tom Cruise or The Rock or Kevin Hart, nothing like that. I'm just trying to like lace you guys up so you don't go to the pen and you don't end up homeless. Hopefully you guys create a hustle off of what we talked about and you can make some shit happen. You know what I mean? Even if it's fucking selling your artwork on eBay or buying and selling tennis shoes or personal training or tattooing, construction, working on cars. Find you something, be good at it, make money, take care of your business, man. You know what I'm saying? Fuck going to the pen. Herc, how do you stop giving a crap about what people think? Just don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Don't give a fuck, man. I mean, the whole thing is you can't feed into other people's energy. I just talked about that on my other channel, Big Herc 916. is my other YouTube. I don't talk about penitentiary shit on there. I talk more about positive shit. And, you know, you can't feed into what other people say about you, man. Otherwise, you go crazy. Thomas, man, yeah, I got the book you sent about Rockefeller, man. I appreciate that shit. I'm printing it out tomorrow, and I'm going to read through that and see about, you know, what the fuck they talking about. I really thank you for that. Shout out to you, Thomas, man, looking out on that book. I'm always trying to educate my mind and spend my time when I'm freely meditating, thinking, elevate my conscience. Because if not, you'll be a dumb motherfucker in this world. And if you want to be a mover and shaker, you got to elevate your consciousness and get on some other shit. Somebody said, when is my rap album going to drop? I don't have time to rap. I fucked around here and there, but I'm not no rapper. I'm trying to perfect my investment game so I can travel the world. Who's the most annoying person you've ever met? How'd you deal with them? The most annoying person I met was some super gangsters in prison that talked about nothing but about beating people, shooting at people, just a lot of negativity. And what I would do was I would try to put in earplugs and just block it out and somehow try to make sense of why I was subjected to such negativity. And anytime I think about how grateful I am on the street, I reflect on dealing with that ignorance in the penitentiary, and it keeps me grounded. Somebody said, what's my thoughts on Alpo? You know what? I don't really know a lot about Alpo, so I can't really speak on him. I'm not from New York. All I know is what's been said on the different interviews on DJ Vlad and some of these other YouTube channels. 97, and some of that stuff. But I don't really know anything about Alpo, so I can't speak on a man that I've only heard about and I don't know firsthand. I'm not in a position to do that. I just seen the movie and that's about it. Airborne Nave, thanks for the donation. Have you listened to the new Nas album, Nasir? What are your thoughts if you have? RIPX. I haven't listened to the album yet, man. I got to check it out. I heard it's it's got fire. I'm gonna go on YouTube tonight, peep it out. Nas, he got lyrically, man, he's one of the dopest out there, man. And I've always respected his music, so I'm gonna definitely have to go check that out. Big Herc, can you send a message to the youth about prison? I send a message to them every day, bro. You go on our channel. You tell your youngsters out there to subscribe. I try to send messages every day on Fresh Out and on Big Herc 916. So the messages are constantly going out there. I can't force a kid to do right. All you can do is expose an individual to positivity, and hopefully they'll gravitate towards it. But you can't force a person to want to be good. You know what I'm saying? You can't make a motherfucker do right. Somebody said, if you had been successful in the bank robbery, would you have robbed another one? Nah, man. I was going to take my bank robbery money and invest it. I already have plans to make moves, so I wasn't really tripping off of robbing a bunch of different banks. My whole thing was to parlay that money into another aspect of business and, either start my own porn company or record label. I was on some different shit. I wasn't like, planning on being a habitual bank robber and just spending money as I get it. Matthew, what's up, man? Yeah, man. Thanks for the support. Somebody said first got to split my wig. I ain't have my wig split. What are your thoughts on the military and chain gang structure in Georgia prisons? I think it's fucking slavery. Georgia is one of those states where they still get off on the whole slavery type of structure. The concept is that you're in prison to be punished. You're not there to benefit or really get any type of rehabilitation. And it's plantation, man. You know what I mean? Plain and simple. It's plantation shit. You know? Herc, do you think government has secret agenda to turn young men into homosexuals? I think that, if you see that, then you know what you need to do. But I think that they promote a lot of homosexuality in prison with the policies and how they treat individuals. I think that a lot of the agenda pushed in Hollywood is a homosexual agenda. I think that for you not to tell a boy he's a boy and that he doesn't know who he's supposed to be, that's some fucking bullshit, man. You're a little boy. You don't kiss on another boy. You don't give kids. You got a kid. You can't confuse them like that. And that's what they're doing. They're confusing the kids. Now these kids are fucking running around. They don't know what the fuck. They don't know, what they're supposed to be attracted to or what they like. And they got people coming in there teaching them that's throwing a cold loophole in the game. So if you're a parent, parent your kids. I'm not here to tell you how to raise your kids. Whatever you choose to do is your business. All I know is that the boys coming up nowadays, man, they don't know what the fuck is going on. I have nothing against homosexuals. All I'm saying is that as a kid, man, you don't confuse a kid, man. Don't tell a boy it's all right. It's no. I mean, come on, man. The kid doesn't even have a concept of what to, how to even, make those choices at that age. So, I think it's fucked up, man. It's fucked up to confuse a kid. I seen somebody on Facebook talking about the baby should get consent if they want their diaper changed. Get the fuck out of here. And what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in, brother. Somebody asked me how often I work out. I work out 5 days a week. Got to get it in. Somebody asked about OGs. I'm not going to address that. That's a homosexual question. Al Capone, thanks for the donation. Best way to lose fat, fasted cardio. Get up first thing in the morning, do 45 minutes of cardio on an empty stomach, and you'll basically start burning. You'll burn calories, and you'll burn throughout the day. Also, smaller meals. Don't eat until you're stuffed. Eat until you're full, and keep it pushing. So have 6 small meals rather than 3 large meals. I don't know what my body fat percentage is. I'm more, I just try to keep a visual. As long as I can see my dick, my stomach ain't blocking my motherfucking penis from, doing what it needs to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. My whole thing is I'm trying to work on getting my money right and balling. You know what I'm saying? I want to have that pocketbook. But, you got to have health. It's no good to be in shape and be broke or to have a bunch of money and be fucking tore up. So you got to have a balance. Not a bodybuilder. I just like to stay in shape. Can female prison guards, can you pay female prison guards for sex? From what I heard at one of the spots my homie was at, the female guards were slanging coochie up in there. So, they would come by and do a count, and if you can, make it do right, you might get to catch your after count and a mop closet or something, and they were charging. Motherfuckers was paying bread, man, and they was in there. Female COs was getting their cheeks busted. You know what I'm saying? And once again, when I talk about busting cheeks, that term came from me and a homie, Break Bread, that was from Belize, and we used to talk about busting females' cheeks in prison. Female guards, like we see a female guard, we'd be like, you know what, I'll bust her cheeks. It had nothing to do with a motherfucking man getting raped. So for those of you out there who insist on, talking about that, that's not what it's relating to. Somebody said, would you have to rob the bank if you had kids? Nah, wouldn't have to. Yeah, it's coming. Favorite classic car? Probably the Chevelle. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, would you bang a 300-pound female guard in the pen? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. I'm going to bang a female guard before I entertain any type of homosexual activity. Somebody said, what happens to inmates if they sexually disrespect a female prison guard, like jerking off in front of them or spitting on them? Oh, you're going to the hole, and you're getting fucked up. So, yeah, you know, I told you they got the mad gunners in the prison. They call it the gunner crew. And, you know, these motherfuckers would strategically have places they would stand where females would come in a unit or be at work, and they would gun her down. Gun her down means to beat your meat, and she not know that you're beating your meat. And if you actually were able to bust a nut, that was considered a kill. So you had motherfuckers that had, you know, 100 kills up in there, man, because they would take the chance on, you know, beating their meat to the female CO. But if you got caught, that was a sexual assault charge, because they would basically see that you had cut a hole in your pants and you were beating your meat. So that was real shit. Is passport possible for an ex-felon? Yeah, I got a passport. You can get a passport. You can travel. You probably can't go to Canada or Australia though, because of you know, the laws. But you can travel if they'll let you up in there. Joe Holloway, thanks for the donation. What up, Big Herc? Working out in Cali now, and the heat is ridiculous. Turning in for the knowledge. Much respect. Hey, man, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it's getting hot out here. It's summertime, man. If you anywhere close to the desert or to the valley, you're gonna feel the heat, man. Somebody said male correction officers have sexual interaction in prison. I don't know. I wasn't a male CO, but you know, I had a homie that was a CO, and he said he heard about, you know, motherfuckers, you know, gay male COs in there getting on with gay inmates. So, you know, anything could happen. Somebody said Big Mike's still putting in work. Oh, man. Somebody said, having no cash on hand, how would you pay the prison? Having no cash on hand, how would you pay the prison guard? There's everybody, as far as in prison, when you're in prison, you can, everybody's doing different types of hustles. What you do is you can send money off your books, or you make a phone call and have your people send money to another person's address. And when that money hits, basically whatever is supposed to be done is done. Like when you want to get a tattoo in prison, you don't pay. You don't want to sometimes pay with a bunch of commissary or a canteen. So what you do is you get an address and you have your girl or your homie or somebody send that person money, and then that person is able to use that money for however they want to use it. But I mean, you know, that shit goes on all day, man. You know, in prison, the homie was telling me the cell phones, depending on what kind of cell phone, can run up to $2,000. So if you got like a smartphone or iPhone, you might be looking at 2 racks. So, you know, you got guards that are making X amount of dollars. If they can bring in 10 cell phones a month, that's $20,000. So you telling me that a motherfucking guard is not going to bring in a cell phone and they can make 20 grand and maybe it cost them $6 grand on phones? Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Cool teacher. MX, thanks for the donation. How long did it take the show to start to blow up like today? How did you deal with the motivation as you built your audience? I don't know the motivation, but as far as I've been doing this now with my partner going on almost 6 years. You know, you got to have a vision, man. You know what I mean? You got to have a vision and you got to have long-term goals. A lot of people like to think that things happen overnight and it don't. So you got a plan to make sacrifices knowing that at the end it's worth it. I mean, we built this whole, you know, network up now, and it's going to be well worth it when we're on Netflix and we're balling in our motherfucking multi-million-dollar mansions off this shit. But I had this vision in the pen. Somebody says, how do you use stamps as currency? Can you return them for credit? Stamps are used for gambling. So what happens is you got people that sell books of stamps. And books of stamps can be used to buy food, buy commissary, to gamble, to loan out. And, you know, a lot of times what happens is, you know, if you sell them books of stamps, you could also, there's always somebody looking for stamps. So there's never a shortage of currency floating around. And on top of it, a lot of times, you know, if you're gambling, they can be used for gambling currency. So, yeah, you can turn them back in and get credit for, you know, basically get credit for them. Like you could sell 20, 30 books of stamps and somebody basically go and cash you out. There's a lot of different ways you can use the stamps, but yeah, that's a big currency in a federal pen. Somebody said, if you avoided the pen, do you think you'd be where you're at now? Like a blessing in disguise? It's hard to say, man. I mean, certain things happen for a reason. And even going to the pen, there was no, I didn't have any clue that I was going to come out and do a show like this. It just happened to end up this way. So it was a blessing in disguise, but for some people, it's not the same. So it just kind of, everybody's experience is different, and you never know what the prison experience is going to be like for a person. So I would have rather not went to prison to get the game I got, but I was able to get my mind right, and I feel blessed that I was able to come out and do what I'm doing now. What's up, man? Well, hit me up, shoot a direct message. Is it true Fed pens are full of Pisces? Yeah, there's a lot of Pisces in the Feds. Lots because of just the whole illegal immigration thing. So you got a lot of Pisces, man. Big Herc, are the worst splitting haters wigs on the street anymore? Nah, man. It's better to take their ass to court, be smart. You know, if you want to catch a fade with somebody, you know, I would say, hey, man, I got some boxing gloves. Let's go into the park. Let's duke it out legitimately, sign a paper, and consent to whoop that ass. But it ain't worth it, man, because these motherfuckers is telling, and then they want to shoot you when they get beat up. You know, I mean, damn, you get beat up and you want to kill a motherfucker over it? It ain't that serious, man. I mean, to me, we used to catch fades all the time. So I don't see why it's such a serious thing to want to kill somebody over a black eye or over something stupid, man. I mean, just go head up. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth taking a life because you got beat up. Samuel Prototype, thanks for the donation. Hey Herc, you speak about investments. I've been playing the stock market since I was 21. Would you share any investments you currently have? Hey, congrats on that, man. Some of the investments I got are private as far as the people I'm involved with, but they pay well, you know, on a legitimate side. And, you know, it's just fortunate I've been blessed to be in contact with people that have looked out for me. It's investments, you know, it's a tricky thing. You know, if you know the stock market, you can, you know, you study Japanese candlesticks or whatever the case may be. You probably have an insight in how to follow trends or how to short sale or how to capitalize on a stock's movement. But I've done everything from buy and sell cars to invest in commodities. I had gold and silver for a little while, and you just got to do your homework. I'm not an investment advisor, so I'm not going to really tell a person how to invest their dollars. I invested in Bitcoin when it was up, before it crashed. I sold it at 17,000. I got some other cryptocurrencies right now. I'm just holding. I'm not really tripping off them because in a year or so, when they bubble, I'll cash in then, but I'm not worried about the short term. On a day-to-day, you know what I'm saying, I invest in Fresh Out, and this is kind of like what I've been putting a lot of my time and energy into. Somebody says, when you have cell phones, how do the guards get paid? Do the inmates have cash in there? Nah, man. All they got to do, the inmates have people send cash to a post office box or whatever the case may be. I mean, there's ways that's communicated in there. I'm not going to put the game out there, but the guards know what's up. The inmates know what's up. And I'm not a hater, so I'm not going to, tell a motherfucker how they doing it. But there's ways for them to get cash, sent to them in the pen. You know what I'm saying? So it happens. You know what I mean? But yeah, motherfuckers ain't running around with cash in there, but they get paid. Great, thanks for the donation. Somebody said, in prison in Holland, 80% of the prisoners smoke hash. Damn. If you get caught with a urine control, your punishment is 3 days without TV. What are the punishment in the USA? Oh, man, if you get caught with a dirty piss test out in the U.S., you're probably going to lose commissary privileges for 90 days or maybe longer, and you're going to be in the hole because they're going to want you to figure out how you got the marijuana. So, yeah, what you guys are doing in Holland, it ain't going down over in the United States like that. Who's the most dangerous inmate you ever seen? I don't know, man. You've heard about a motherfucker who's a professional wig splitter, but you ain't really investigating, and I wasn't focused on that shit, man. I mean, I wasn't in the penitentiary trying to figure out who's the scariest, who's the toughest, who's the biggest killer. I was in the penitentiary working on every day, trying to study the law and how to make money. That's why I'm making money on the streets. If you focused on all that other shit, when you got out, you were confused because nobody gives a fuck. The hardest motherfucker in there, it doesn't mean shit on the street. It's all about the smartest motherfucker who can get out here and make money. That's all that matters. So I wasn't, not to sound like a dick, but I wasn't focused on who was the scariest or the toughest because I gave a fuck about them. I'm trying to find out who's the smartest motherfucker in there so I can learn how he made money when he was on the street. How to make money if you draw? Portraits. I know people who made a lot of money doing portraits. I know guys who are making $400 or $500 a month doing portraits. So if you could do portraits in a print, you could do portraits on the street, man, and make money. You got to utilize your hustle, man. Josh and Jesus, thanks for the donation. I hear you, man. Free Rear Rick. I don't have a line for him. If I did, I would already have interviewed him, bro. Believe me. I've been reaching out to people that say they know him, but ain't nobody came through. What do you recommend for a guy to bulk up? Man, you start eating a lot of motherfucking carbs, man. Pasta, beef, you know what I'm saying? Get your protein up and eat. You got to eat, bro. You got to eat and work out and get some sleep. What do you think of the difference from East and West federal prisons? I don't know. I never did time on the East Coast, so I can't really speak on the East Coast prisons. As far as on the West Coast, it's a lot of, it's politics, but it's more gang politics. I guess on the East Coast, it would be a different type of setting. I mean, the homies I know that were out there, you got more of the, East Coast cats out there, so you don't have as much of the, the Crip and Blood or the North and South as you do on the West Coast. But I can't really speak on it directly because I never did time on the East Coast, man. I've only did time on the West Coast. What do I eat? I eat healthy, man. I eat good food. I do meal prep, eat a lot of chicken, a lot of turkey, a lot of beef, egg whites. I eat a lot of egg whites, drinks and stuff like that. And, I try to consume 6 meals a day. Ain't nothing hard out here on the East Coast. Okay. Big Herc, what's your cardio routine? I do Stairmaster every day before I work out for like 20 to 30 minutes. And then sometimes I do the bag when I get home if I'm not too tired. How are hackers treated in prison? I didn't run across any hackers, man, so I can't really say how a hacker was treated, man. Most of those guys were probably at the camps, so I didn't cross paths with any prison hackers and any guys that were hackers in prison. Yo, Herc, do you think XXX death was a conspiracy? I don't know, man. I haven't heard any conspiracy thoughts on that. You know what I mean? So, it'd be interesting to see what comes up in the next couple of days. Cool teacher, MX, thanks for the donation. Speak some Spanish. ¿Cómo se llama? Te llamo, me llamo Herc. ¿Dónde está? Estoy bien. Las chicas es muy bonita. I speak a little bit. I took a year or two in high school and a semester in college, but I need to brush up on my Espanol. You know, poquito Espanol, poquito. You know, necesita estudio mucho. How do prisons get around the cameras seems impossible. There's always a blind spot. You got to know the blind spots in prison. There's angles where you can't see certain cameras. You know what I mean? And once you figure that out, then you'll know how to move on a motherfucker and not get caught. Believe me, man, you got a lot of time on your hands in prison to figure out and plot a lot of dirty shit. So you got a lot of guys, that's all they do is, if they're trying to get to somebody, they'll figure out how to get to them. But, yeah, man, it's time to do the shout-outs. Nah, Big Herc don't smoke any weed, man. But, yeah, let's get the shout-outs in. Shout out to Arnold's Auto Parts in New York. Thanks for the t-shirt and the sweater. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to Fatal Sirens. Happy late birthday. And shout out to the homie Leafer. The shoes, yeah, we'll be shipping those out this weekend. Who else want to shout out? Let's see what cities we got in the house. Sacktown in the house. Shout out to Sacramento. Shout out to Moscow, Russia. Shout out to Albany, New Jersey. Shout out to Iraq. Shout out to Arizona. Shout out to Samoa. Shout out to Little Rock, Arkansas. Shout out to Broward County. Shout out to Maryland. Shout out to Taiwan. Shout out to Fall River, Massachusetts. Shout out to Mexico City. Shout out to England. Shout out to North Hollywood. Shout out to NC. Shout out to Tacoma, Washington. Germantown, Maryland. Shout out to Nashville. Shout out to Tulare, California. Shout out to Glendale, Virginia. Shout out to Maine. Shout out to Kazakhstan, Pittsburgh, Fort Worth. Shout out to Connecticut. Shout out to Sweden. Shout out to San Bernardino. Shout out to Pittsburgh. Shout out to Yakima. Shout out to Australia, the Bay Area. Shout out to Brooklyn, SD County. Shout out to Maine, Akron. Shout out to Hayward, Norfolk, Virginia, Detroit, Yorkshire, Oxnard, California, San Francisco, Bakersfield, New Orleans, Laredo, Vegas, Pittsburgh, Ireland, Calvert, Chicago, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Austin, Texas, Puerto Rico, Porterville, California, the Yay area, Houston, Texas, London, the Bronx, North Korea, Indonesia, Edmonton, 602, Pakistan, the Queens. Hey, man, shout out to everybody who tuned in. You know, we hope to see you guys. Shout out to Little Mexico and Egypt. We hope to see you guys at the Pomona Work Tour, June 21st. We'll have a lot of other stuff coming up. Stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel. And we'll be back again the week after next. I think we're going to take a hiatus next week. But I'll let you guys know closer toward the weekend what's happening. But thank you for tuning in. Shout out to Columbia. We appreciate y'all. 281-408. Everybody, we love y'all. Fresh out. We're out.